So, I probably need to talk, right? Or people can just leave. So I kind of started these videos. Now, this is on the title, 2024 ATC 4528, like PLA 700, whatever it is. So, like, are manufacturers like held to like a time frame, right? This one says 2023. Now, this one, I made them replace when we bought the thing. So that one says 24. Okay. So 23, okay, whatever. 24. That's kind of what I thought should be on this thing. And here's another one. Here's 8 of 23. So I've only had them replace like one tire on this thing. And that's when we bought it because the sidewall itself was starting to separate. So here's another one that says 23. Let's see here. 23. And 23. Wait a minute, where'd 16 come from? So, hop around under here. So this tire is actually a 21. Right there, 21. So, bear with me here. Was it this one? No, this is. So, I just want to kind of point something out. The other side of this tire right there said 11 of 23. That says 11 of 22. That one says 12 of 16. So, like, 16. This is a 24. Like, this one's going to pop. I guess my issue is, what do you just put the side out for whatever year you're building it? I mean, what is that? What is that? I mean, can you have two different age dates on each side? Like, I mean, I don't know anything about tires, right? Like, I mean, I'm not dumb on tires, right? But those date codes right there, can they be different date codes on each side? Like, that's a pretty big disparity. This one says 12 of 16 on this side, and that one says like 11 of like 22 or something on the other side. Even though this is a 24, right? This is a 2024, and none of the tires, except for the one I made them replace, are a 24. So maybe somebody in the comments can like tell me why there's different date codes on each side of the tire. Like that's something I definitely want to know. Because is that like a thing? Is that's why the tires are blowing out on these things? Is because technically that's the real date code, and the one on the other side is some fictitious like dream or something? I don't know. Anyway, the other thing that I've kind of noticed about these tires is like the level of like, now granted these tires scrub like nobody's business right when you're turning, but anyway, this isn't a good representation of what's going on here. But there's in the treads themselves, I'm seeing like weather cracking. Like, we've owned this thing like 7 months. Like, weather checking? Like, already? Let's see if I can find some. Yeah, maybe not. Anyway, just like all along in here. Yeah, all along in here. So weird. But anyway, yeah, so if you don't know, just whenever you buy one of these bad boys, just anticipate you're going to be going through tires. Now, I'm going to try a couple different sets of tires. I know that I've mentioned maybe in a video that I'm going to be trying provider tires. So, what is the name of those? Taskmaster. That's what it is. Taskmaster Provider. I have tires on an enclosed trailer that is a 2014, and in that 2014, that thing is, I mean, it's got like 30,000 miles on it, maybe. We tow it behind our motorhome. So, and we towed a car inside it all the time. Look at that. Huh? What, a rock hit that? Anyway. So we tow it behind our motorhome, and we literally, like, work on the next section there. Look at that. We tow that behind our motorhome, and we've literally never had a blowout. We've never had an issue. It actually, they never even like lose air pressure. So I'm going to try those on here. Get rid of these, you know, made in the USA Goodyears, but I love the USA. Be very upfront about that. I love the USA. I love living here. I love being an American citizen. Born and raised here. But not everything is awesome. Like, these are corporate tires built by a corporation. Not the greatest tire. Maybe for this application. Okay? Not the greatest tire. Because this doesn't hold up, right? And I've seen people try other brands. Like, I'm going to put it in perspective. See how nice and clean this tire is? Like, there's no scrubbing on the edges or anything like that. This is the last axle on the trailer. That's the first axle on the trailer. That one beat to death. Perfect. Beat to death. Perfect. Perfect. Beat to death. Beat to death. I don't know if it's maybe the spacing. Like, I kind of like the spacing, honestly. But maybe the spacing is too much. But when you go to turn, like, the way that I turn into my driveway anyway, those two, like, they take a straight beating. I mean, those ones literally look like they're about to just be ripped clean from the rims, right? Clean from the rims. And in the front of my shop right here, I've got, you know, like 60 or 70 feet, maybe 80 feet before the edge of the road. And in the process of doing that, don't judge. Oh. All right, well, I'm in trouble now, I bet. Anyway, there's a gatekeeper there. Anyway, or my partner in crime. Anyway, so in the driveway, so when I go to back up, I basically kind of pull up, and then I kind of turn real hard, and then like back it into the shop. I realize that everybody must think that this is a huge shop, but I mean, it is a big shop. But anyway, so when I back in, I do kind of put these tires at an ultimate test. But I've also noticed that it's no more of a test on these tires than me driving it into like RV parks or anything like that, right? Like, anyway. Okay, so I'm going to shorten this video up because back again, blabbering on, which I'm sure everybody probably stopped watching my videos because of that. But again, kind of made some more progress on this. I got another one I got to go cut. So in ATC fashion, the gap on this end is 14 1/4, and on that end is 14 inches. So jig, not jig, jig, not jig. Tacked that in, went to lunch, came back, tacked this in, different spot, didn't care, just welded it up. Anyway, so 14.1 here, 14 inches on that end. Every single one of these has had some form of variation in it. And I guess, because I've built quite a bit of stuff in my lifetime, steel and aluminum and stainless. And in the process of all that, if I built a jig to put all this in, like, that jig's tight. Like, I'm within a 16th, at best, a 16th of an inch, if I'm building a great big jig for something huge like one of these things. But I don't know. You know, I did a factory tour. Like, it's not like they're, you know, half-aing anything or anything like that. But, like, I don't know. And what is, like, what is all this? I mean, like, you put glue on the floor to hold the floor in place, but then tell everybody when they're buying these things that, like, oh, if you mess one of these panels up, you can, like, knock it out and put a new piece in, dude.
and but it's glued, just so you know, it's glued to every single beam. Like it is glued all the way across. And like, they're give a crap about where the glue goes, let me tell you. No F's given, right? Like, and it's, I mean, even on that cross member right there, it is absolutely glued. It is glued frigging everywhere, dude. Like, there is no shortage of that glue. And I don't know what that is, like what kind of glue they're using. But I've been trying to like cut it with scissors. I mean, look at that. It comes off if you really want to get at it, right? I'm not going to get at it because I don't really care. It's not my way. But anyway, so that's the glue. They're welds. Yeah. That was not too bad. Got good flow. I like that kind of thing. Got a little gap right there. No gap. Gap. No gap. No gap. Anyway. All right. Cool. Well, hopefully you're not like, don't want to buy one of these because you feel like my experience has been kind of weird with one of these, but you know, we've had a few motorhomes. In fact, you know, we still have that one over there, wherever it is, right? And I've mentioned before, it's a Monaco signature, but it's like an 01, dude. And it is just built, like, it's built good. And maybe the one that I have is like, you know, built really nice or whatever. I mean, I'm not trying to be snooty or anything, but it is a Monaco signature, and they're actually really nice rigs. But that doesn't mean that all of them are good, right? Just like any other camper, right? It's still a camper at the end of the day. But anyway, so, oh yeah. Like, check this out, dude. So you got these 4 bolts, right? So this is the spare tire carrier, and I'll be honest, I've never actually had any reason to ever take this off of any fifth wheel other than to like add another tire to it if I ever needed it. But I'll be super honest, like, yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's a nice place to carry it, but then this thing gets like covered in snow and dirt and everything else, right? And it just collects on the rim. But what's the difference? Like, in any vehicle like any truck you own, right? It's going to have the same kind of situation. So can't complain about this. Automotive manufacturers have been doing it for decades, right? It's just that this would suck, dude, if this was all like covered in ice and snow and stuff. Anyway, not that we always travel in ice and snow. Like, maybe I'm leading the wrong representation here. There's only gonna be like 3 times that we're gonna use it in the winter, but when we're using it, right? We're driving through Wyoming, like Idaho, Wyoming, Nebraska. Like, that's cold, dude. It's cold. So to get back to why I was like, oh yeah. So these 4 bolts here, right, go into this aluminum plate or aluminum tubing right here, which is what, 4 inches or 5 inches, maybe 4 or 5 inches. You know, 16th inch wall, that kind of thing, obviously tacked. Looks like it's actually fairly square. Look. It's hard for me to get the exact picture on there. But this end, totally cinched down, right? This end right here, like, you know, I realize that these are probably like self-tapping or something like that. But if anybody has ever run a self-tapper, like, once it starts going, you realize that it's lifting the plate, like, back it out a little bit and then just drive it home, right? Like, that's kind of how they work. They work really good like that. So I'm going to have to loosen these up and then drive them back home. But, you know, you would think for, what was it, like $175,000 for this thing or something like that? Like, missed quality. Well, I mean, honestly, missed quality. But missed quality, like, imagine if those back out, right? And you lose this whole tire and stuff over something dumb like that. Something dumb. Anyway. All right, cool. So I'm not exactly sure the point of this video, but I'll give you another little peek onto the old Princess up there. So this is your 4528 ATC. I do like the fact how they triangulated those a little bit, especially on that large beam right there. That's kind of cool. Oh, 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 oh. There's a boss lady right there. Gonna get comfy. Got to get her heater turned back over there. I actually put it underneath the trailer because I thought that heating it up would make the stuff stick better, but wiping it off with alcohol and everything seems to work pretty good. It's a heated shop, so really that heater right there should be pointed at her, and that's like her favorite chair. So that is a vertically challenged chair. That thing is maybe 15 inches to the base, 14 inches to the base, like off the ground. Like that little gap right there is like 14 inches or something. I don't know. My wife's short, so she loves it. But anyway, all right, well, video over. If you've made it this far, I apologize, but you have an awesome day.